All right, what's going on, Twisted Peeps? Twisted Artisan here. Before we get started, I want to say this tips and trips video is going to be brought to you by Sounderwerks, Cornelius, North Carolina, your Porsche restyling destination. Now, what this video is going to be about is leather. I'm from Florida and I don't have an AC climate controlled shop like we do behind us. So the leather has a tendency to stick to the table really, really bad. Now, if you have an AC shop, it's taking all the humidity out of the air, so that's not gonna be a problem for you. But if you don't have an AC shop, a very easy trick is gonna be this slick plastic right here. Now, this plastic is typically used in paint shops. It's going to be to cover the car so it doesn't get overspray on it, but it's a great choice to sew leather under a sewing machine. I'm gonna show you real quick. It's gonna slide really, really nice. You're gonna do your little sew here and get that down. All right, pull this out here. And you've seen it slid through on the table very, very easily. And now simply, I will be able to just pull this plastic right off and it's not there anymore. So that's a real simple trick for you guys. If you would take a second, if you like this video, to go over Twisted Artisans on YouTube, subscribe to my channel, and then whatever social media site this is posted to, give them a like as well for hosting the video. Thanks again. Good morning, guys, and welcome to Sounderwerks. Today I'm here with the owner, David Van Epps, and he's going to show us his amazing shop, give us a first-hand view as we take a detour. Now, we've already seen some of the exceptional work of his employees, and we're just going to spot some of that so you can see really from his viewpoint what he enjoys doing in the Porsche market.
Take a look at this car right here, actually. This is a, hopefully we can get her in the shot, but this is a 1985 Porsche 911. It's a 3.2 liter motor in this car. This car came to us from an owner who's never actually even seen the car. Square weave carpeting that we've installed here. Basically, this entire interior has been done on this car, and it looks fantastic. It really came out beautiful.
It absolutely did. I enjoyed watching Bruce do it. Like I mentioned before, he had 35 years of experience. And not only that, that right there alone is why the customers trust to send their high-end Porsche products to you.
Yeah, absolutely. It's such an unbelievably beautiful color.
So they're kind of like matching cars.
A little bit.
Okay.
A little different. A couple little subtle differences in terms of some bodywork things that we're doing. But these cars are both in final assembly right now.
Okay.
This car has got a more classic color combination on the interior here. And what you'll see is you'll be able to kind of take a look here at that brown square weave carpeting that we've got inside, matched with this car on the other side here, a little still earlier, but we're on the home stretch Sprint right now. Some interior work to do certainly, but we're putting this car back together, waiting on some wheels and so on. But a very stunning car on this one.
So let's slide back over here just a second. I love how the fact he was like, yeah, this car is going back together. I want to really point out how disassembled this car really is and how far they can actually take the job. I believe it was completely stripped out at one time. There was just down to a frame body. And now you can see, not only is it painted, it's got some wiring, it's got some brakes, some suspension, and of course it's moving in the completion direction. But I wanted to show how far they actually take these cars. They can handle anything.
Yeah, absolutely. We take them all down, and we take them down to bare metal in some cases. We'll take them down to rolling chassis. We do full restoration, obviously, out in the body shop as well, and have a bunch of specialists out there that can do that kind of work. We can see back over here, this is our engine area. Fortunately, we never seem to be lacking in work. So you can see up above, we've got motors that are either have been rebuilt, like the one with the nice shiny silver muffler on it, and then other motors waiting in the wings here to get put back together and get back into cars. We've got a little bubble here where we try to keep all the contaminants and dust and dirt away from any of our engine building.
So you've actually built like a little clean room.
Exactly, that's the idea at least. And that way we keep any work or dust or dirt or debris that might be floating around in the air, we can keep that out of the way and keep it out of these great motors that we're rebuilding. The motor that's there inside right now, I'm sure if we'll be able to get over there easily. Correct. That car is a 3.6 liter flat six motor. that would have been indicative of a 964 of the era. This particular customer, surprisingly, is actually going to build a automatic, which is unusual for these builds that we do.
Okay.
The reason why this client loves the look of Porsches, but I think his wife's going to be involved in using this car as a driver in their vacation home, and they wanted to have the car easy for anybody to jump in and go. So we've got an automatic transmission sitting right back next to it here, what was called a Tiptronic.
Okay.
Porsche.
Now, I want to get back to the dust and debris because you have the little clean room. I noticed that you actually have exhaust, exhaust fans for the actual exhaust.
Well, the little snorkels that you see up there, those are really there to vent out the exhaust. Clearly, while we've got a nice large building, we don't want to really have the exhaust circulating around for our employees or, as well as what might get on cars.
I caught that the other day, and I got to say, I really appreciate that personally. All right, here we are on the back lot.
Sean, we've got a lot of different cars here. We have all classic Porsches, from Porsche 928s, Porsche 914s, Porsche 944s. We obviously specialize in air-cooled 911s, but all of these cars need attention. They all need restoration. The values of these cars are all coming up, and the interior is such a critical part of the car. We've just really enjoyed your visit with us. I think it's been an eye-opener for me, and hopefully an eye-opener for you on the possibilities and potential that we can do in terms of Porsche interiors and the kinds of quality craftsmanship that we can deliver to our clients here at Sounderwerks.
All right, so let me stop you right there, because I gotta say, I really see all the potentials of your shop, and I want to say also thank you for having me. I appreciate you inviting me out.
Sean, we were ecstatic to have you. You really, in a very short period of time, really integrated in and became part of the Sounderwerks family. So much so that I would like to invite you to join us full time if you'd have us, or you'd take us as your guys. We'd love to have you as our guy.
Man, I can't say how happy I am. Absolutely, I'm ready to join the team.
Very good, let's do it.
I showed you this material. I have a couple pictures of it, but it is $1,000 a yard. And when I first saw the material, I pulled it up. I really thought it was just random high-end. It's kind of rare Porsche leather, and I thought it was just randomly weaved together. Not a big deal. But I'm gonna go ahead and show you what this material looks like. Not only is it a wild-looking pattern when you look over it, but it runs two separate ways, and it's exact. It's hand weaved, and the pattern actually does repeat itself. It is not random at all, and only one person in the shop could have the talent to touch this material, and that's gonna be Ernest. All right, so I'm here with Ernest, and we have these beautiful Porsche seats all ready to go. Like I said, this is the material that was $1,000 a square foot. You've already seen Ernest step-by-step hand making these seats, and they're gonna ship out. Actually, I believe the owner's gonna come in and hand pick them up for the first time, so he'll get to see this wonderful shop here. But not just to show you those, Ernest actually made a door panel too. I wanna show you that door panel because, I mean, all this work is handmade, handcrafted, in-house, and it's absolutely gorgeous with some of the hard to get materials out there. So just wanna give you this before we take off. Thanks for watching the video. With Shelly, and what she does is kind of unique. What are you doing actually? What are you building right this second?
This is a trunk liner, so it goes to cover up the engine compartment of the Porsche. So.
Okay, so a trunk liner in the engine compartment of the Porsches. Now, as you already know, that's what they specialize in, and this is a great thing that she can do because this is something you can call up and order. You know it's going to be built to spec because they do these all day long in and out, and then they can ship it anywhere in the country. Now, she also does the Taga tops and a couple other pieces, like, what other kind of pieces do you do over here?
I do some Bronco restoration also.
Okay, so
working with older stuff.
A couple of other little older things, but I'm actually gonna I'm gonna go ahead and highlight this here and show you where she marks the diamonds out and a little bit of this procedure, and I hope you enjoy. All right, so I'm in here with Bruce the Rapper. And why do I say rapper? Because he spit out these beautiful lines on this dash. And not only did he do this dash on this Porsche, but he did the full interior since we've been here. Now I gotta give him a lot of credit. Like we were saying, there's a lot of expertise that goes into making some of these handcrafted interiors, but Bruce can handle the job with that 35 years experience, and it's been a pleasure working with you.
Thank you.
All right, so I'm over here with Drew. You may have seen him earlier in the video. He's the fix-it guy, and that's gonna be easy to explain when you see this car behind me, this Porsche. Well, kind of a Porsche right now, but that's what he's actually turning it into. And he used some terminology, and anybody in the Porsche market, or if you're an enthusiast, you're gonna know this terminology. And that terminology was backdating. So what he's doing is he's actually gonna backdate this car. I'm gonna give you a better picture, and then we're gonna talk about what that actually means. All right, so as far as the backdating goes, he's gonna kind of walk us through exactly what that means and what he has to do. So what are we doing to the front end of this car?
Oh, well, because it is backdated, I have to change. So I have to fit the backdated bumper and fenders to it. So there's a bunch of stuff that needs to move. Oil coolers, AC condenser. This car is actually automatic.
Okay.
So I have to fit the bumper around it and the fenders as well. So that's a huge job.
All right, so basically what he's meaning to do is he's gonna take an older, or actually a newer car, and backdate it to look like an older car. And seeing that the chassis is very similar, knowing the modifications to make is what he specializes in, he's gonna be able to retrofit all of these pieces onto the car and have a beautiful Porsche when it's all finished. Now we're gonna move over and show you a car that's a little more complete, maybe 90% or so. That way you can see how far he actually takes these cars and how they move them through the production here at Sounderwerks. All right, so the video wouldn't be complete with at least one tip and trick. And seeing that we've been doing so much leather work up here at Sounderwerks, I figured I'd show you with this seat right here. Now, while I'm down in Florida, instead of spending my time taking a heat gun and working the wrinkles out, or maybe a steam gun and working the wrinkles out, I'll take this seat on a nice hot sunny day, set it out in the parking lot, let it do its thing. Then I'll grab an ice cold water out of the fridge, pour it on some nice soap foam, give it a little squeeze. Now, once again, this is ice cold, and I will rub it on the face of the leather here. And what that's gonna do is it's instantly gonna draw up and get rid of any little imperfections or wrinkles. I had a little bit of a bad spot right here, and you can already tell it's gone. I've done this method twice. Instead of spending a half hour, maybe 45 minutes working everything out, set it out in the sun, forgot all about it. As I walk by, soak this, wipe it down, and it's all done.